Hello again, Kansas City. I am Mr. Smiley, and I'm very happy to have on the phone with us today the lovely Jen Reynolds. Hello, Jen. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm just fabulous. I'm very happy to have got you on the phone and been able to talk to you about what you do because you're a very interesting, I call you internet celebrity or internet personality, you know, whatever you want to call yourself, I guess, is up to you.
Internet junkie.
Internet junkie. So you do a lot of the Facebooking, and you just said you're going to send out a Twitter message so your fans and friends can watch this interview right now. You're very active online, obviously. How did you get into all that? Just like the rest of us, you stumbled into MySpace at some point, or what happened?
No, what I ended up doing is I used to be a big fan of Tom Green, and he started doing web shows, and I became really interested in it, actually. And so there was a place called Stickam that had just recently opened, and I started doing live streaming shows from there just for fun, just getting on and talking to people. And it ended up doing really well. I ended up getting about 70,000 viewers a day. So in a couple hours.
70,000 viewers a day?
Yeah, so I did that for a while, and they started featuring me.
That's a lot. I'm happy when I get 7 viewers in a day, you know. 70,000, that's quite a bit. Now, does that do much for your ego, having 70,000 people watching you, or were you able to tone that down and keep your senses about you?
Oh, I was just having fun. It wasn't like, it was a big deal to me. I mean, a lot of people would come in my room. They're like, how do you get so many viewers? And I says, I'm just being myself. And I would be silly and jump on the bed, do whatever I wanted to do, you know? And people are just like, this girl's crazy. They really thought I was crazy, which I am a little bit. But I
think you have to be in order to get into the beginnings of this internet TV thing. Like, you got to be a little bit out there and just want to dive in, because obviously, even with all those viewers, did you make a profit? Were you doing well financially through that, or?
Not on Stickam, but I was doing a show on Blog TV with Raunch Fox, the Raunch Fox Foxcast, and I did make money doing that. We got paid by unique hits every day, and we did that for about 9 months that we got paid there. So it was nice to be able to broadcast and actually make a little money. You know, instead of just
that's the whole goal with this, the end goal, right? Or at least for me it is. Maybe, I guess you're just having a good time with it, which is really cool. I mean, you do seem like a really genuine person, which is why I did want to talk to you, because I've noticed what you've done online a while. I've seen your abscessed tooth video, right? Which is it's a big hit online. And I see what you're doing recently with your Fibro TV. You want to talk a little bit about that and what you're doing currently?
Well, I have something called fibromyalgia, and I have lupus as well, which is a chronic pain condition. And I decided to take what I had learned from doing broadcasting in the past and do something a little bit more meaningful to help people instead of just sitting there looking like an idiot, you know? Right. So I started doing podcasting, and my friend Craig actually got me into it. He's got a website called rocklandusa.com, and we started podcasting together, and our podcast did really well on iTunes. And so that's what kind of got me involved with it and excited about podcasting. So I've been doing the podcast for a couple months. I'm supposed to do it twice a week. I've been doing it once a week because I've been kind of busy, but it's doing really well, and people are really responding to it. So I'm excited about it.
And so is the premise of that show to inform people about fibromyalgia and different diseases?
Well, not really. It's not really, because they already have it. They know what it is. Right. You know, it's more about staying positive, being sick, not being negative all the time. And it's about natural healing and ways you can feel better naturally instead of taking medications all the time. And it's just a place where people can get together and be positive, because a lot of these websites for people that are sick and chronically ill, they're really depressing, a lot of them. Like, people just go in there and they complain all the time. And we've made it very clear. We know you have a bad day, but this place is to be positive and uplifting, even on our Facebook page. And it's done very, very well. And we're getting about 20 ads a day on Facebook right now.
Very nice. 20 ads a day. What do you mean by 20 ads a day on Facebook? Oh, you mean friends?
Well, I think it's called likes. Likes.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
a fan page.
Well, that's outstanding. I mean, you're doing something different. You're doing something to try to make a difference, right? Yeah.
Yes, and I just, I have fun doing it. I think if you have fun doing something, you should keep doing it. And if it doesn't work the way you're doing it, like after a while, the whole thing on Stickam just got boring for me and I wasn't making any money. So I switched gears and I did a couple other things. You just keep doing what you love, but find a niche where it's going to actually do something for you,
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's cool. So you don't do the video anymore? Or?
You mean the videos on YouTube?
Well, does Fibro TV, does that have video or is that strictly audio podcast?
Right now it's audio, but I'm thinking of bringing in I'm going to probably do video shows as well. So okay. I just started the podcast, but I think I'm going to start doing the video just because it's a little bit nicer when people can see you and interact with you. And
definitely.
I kind of do miss that. I do kind of miss that part of it. So.
Right. Yes. I feel you. I mean, you were talking about being influenced by Tom Green, and that's really how I found myself doing this too. And that's kind of what I was thinking you would say, but I didn't know if maybe you got into it before Tom Green and then stumbled upon him. But I mean, my show is like, I got the host desk and the couch and everything, and it's kind of exactly, what I can do, at least in my living room, to be somewhat like Tom Green. Now, I interview mostly local people and whatnot, trying to help out my local area more so than having Steve-O come and do whippets on my show, which, I wouldn't mind if that happened. That would be hilarious, but no. But so that's really cool to meet somebody else that's been influenced the same way. And I think that there's more than just us two who have been influenced by what Tom Green did with his show, starting it out of his living room and saying, hey, I don't need a network to put my stuff out there. Nobody can cancel me but me. And that whole concept, I think, is just groundbreaking and brilliant. And I respect it a lot. It's really cool. I mean, that's why I started my show. So.
Oh yeah, he definitely was a huge influence on me doing this. I would have never done anything like this on my own, Right. And he really did influence me. And he knows that. I mean, I did volunteer for him for about a year. I did all the Skype screening for him. And he just taught me a lot. And then I ended up going to the stream.tv, which Brian Gramo is still doing right now. And he worked for Tom Green. Tom Green actually fired him live on the air one day. And he started his own. He says, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do my own thing that Tom's doing right now. And he's hugely successful with a network called the stream.tv. So I think a lot of people are influenced by him. And I wrote him a letter one time thanking him because I would have never even imagined doing any of this stuff on my own.
Awesome. So tell me about screening Skype calls and that stuff and your interaction with Tom Green. That's cool.
Let me tell you, there were some characters.
What's the craziest thing that you encountered in your Skype screening? A lot of nudity?
A lot of wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of wieners. I would just laugh. I thought it was funny. And then there was a point where I was like trying not to get any of the 4chan people through because he was just getting so irritated with these people calling in. And so I weeded them all out, and he calls me the next day and he's like, no, we have to have some of them on there. Like I was weeding them out too well. He's like, you're doing your job too good. You need to send some of the crazy people through. That makes the show.
Right. So, yeah. So you were able to do that. You were able to do that from home?
Yeah, they had an interface, and I was able to do it from my house.
Wow,
Bill actually set that up. Bill Snyder. He set that up for me, so I was able to do it from home. I did it almost every day for a year.
Wow.
I really enjoyed it. I had fun. I met a lot of people, interesting people.
I bet. That's quite the networking opportunity. Well, so did you get into Tom Green's show in 2006 when he started it? How long did it take for you to catch wind of what he was doing?
Probably when it was on MTV. I didn't see any of his old stuff in Ottawa until I was introduced to him by MTV. I mean, there was just no way for me to see cable access. from where I live.
I'm talking about his actual internet show, though, because I don't know how long he was doing that before I found it, but it was probably, I mean, that Steve-O one was the one that I first saw. The first Steve-O one with the whippets, and he's like puking by the end of the show, and it's crazy.
Well, I saw the very first one, and I did the test show with them. Like, I called in, and I couldn't hear them talk till, like, there was a delay. So I stayed up with them for 3 hours one night, just helping them like get the phone to work. The phone wasn't working. And the next day it was supposed to be the show. So, yeah, I've been involved from the beginning. I've been there since the blog. It was just a blog, and we got excited when we could upload pictures on the blog.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a huge deal. We got to send pictures to Tom Green. So I've been there for a while. I mean, I'm not there every day now. I probably check it out once a month now because I'm just so busy. And he's not really doing shows regularly. He's doing like a comedy tour right now, so there's not a lot.
He's been doing that tour for like 2 years now straight, I think.
Yeah, he seems to really be enjoying it. Like he talks about it like it's his passion. So maybe that's his new thing, is just doing stand up and going all over the world. You never know.
I think he'll be back to the internet TV thing. He does it sometimes, but I think he's got to get out there and make some money.
Hello?
To tell you the truth. I mean, who doesn't?
The Skype went out.
You still there? I think we lost Jen. Hopefully she'll call back. That was a very interesting conversation. If you're watching, maybe for the first time, my name is Mr. Smiley. I do, in fact, have a real name, and it's Jordan. Okay. But I go by Mr. Smiley, and I've been talking with Jen Reynolds, who is an internet personality, and she's very awesome. Very cool person, as you could tell. Knowledgeable on some cool stuff, and Tom Green is a hero to me. So to hear her talk about working with him that closely is outstanding. So Fibro TV, I guess you can Google that, because I can't get the website from her until she gets back on here. Let me try to call her back and see what happens. Stay tuned in. We're going to have Tom Caprofoli from KC Productions live with us in a minute. Hopefully.
Oh, my Skype party foul.
Wow, what happened? We lost you. I heard you say like, my mic's cutting out, and then all of a sudden it cut out.
Yeah, I don't know. Skype had a little brain fart or something. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're still on the cutting edge of this technology, right? Which is what's crazy about you being involved with Tom Green that early, is you were dealing directly with all those technology issues and snafus and whatnot,
It was just fun just to watch the whole evolution of it all. He started off with this blog where he's just writing his feelings, and people started, joining in, and he made it so people can write in, and it started getting interactive. And then, he brought in the whole video web thing in, and it just kind of imploded from there. And then people started doing it on their own. He had a computer, you could do a show,
Right.
It's amazing.
I mean, nobody thought about that. And it's still, internet TV is still fledgling. It hasn't even really gotten started yet. So that's why I kind of enjoy being a part of this time and sort of pioneering it, because Tom Green was like the foremost pioneer, at least of live internet shows like that. And the idea that you could do a talk show that looks like a late night show, but out of your living room. It's a simple idea, but nobody thought of it until him, as far as I know. And those are the best ideas, the simple ones that nobody ever thought of, like a search engine, Google, stuff like that. So
definitely.
Where can we find your website and listen to Fibro TV and hopefully see you on Fibro TV in the future?
Well, you can find me a few places. You can find me on Facebook. I have a public profile. It's facebook.com/Jen Reynolds. And then I also have Fibro TV, which is facebook.com/Fibro TV. And then my actual real website for Fibro TV is big3news.net/Fibro TV.
There you go. So if you're watching, you need to go check out Jen Reynolds. She's an interesting personality and very down to earth. definitely. And I hope you have lots of success in the future. You know, I was watching your little part on Bob Saget's interview the other night just by chance, you know, just watching some old Tom Green, reminiscing about the good old days when he used to be doing that stuff every night. And I saw you pop in there. So every once in a while, Jen Reynolds pops in on these old Tom Green episodes, which is really cool from a historical perspective too, you know?
Oh yeah. Do you remember the time it was my birthday and I totally got wasted live on the air with Tom Green?
No, I don't know. I don't think I've seen that one. What episode is that?
It's on my Stickcam page. It's because somebody recorded it off a Stickcam, I think. So it's over there. I'll have to send you the link. I'll put it on your wall on Facebook.
You should.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. That's hilarious. The only time that I ever got any interaction with Tom Green, besides writing him on the wall and getting some responses in his messages, was calling in to him, and Dave Faustino was there with him. And
oh yeah, David Faustino.
And I got really nervous, and I pretty much choked, and I didn't really have anything of value to say.
Aww.
Yeah, it sucked because those are like two superstars as far as I'm concerned. Who didn't watch Married with Children growing up? And that's still my favorite TV show of all time. But
well, I'm sure he found that very flattering that you got choked up, because I mean he does really appreciate his fans. I do know that.
Oh yeah, the fact that he would respond to messages and things online, I can't think of a lot of people who would do that in his position. So it's a cool thing, and that's what really draws people in and makes people even bigger fans, knowing that he's a real person, just like yourself.
Well, they all are until they get too big for themselves.
Right.
You'll see the down to earth people that come through when it comes to either celebrities or online celebrities. Those are the ones that really pay attention to their fans and they interact with them. And those are the ones that keep fans for years and years and years to come. They're not just a fad, you know?
For sure. Yeah. Lifelong fans, you know, and whenever you hear something new about Tom Green, you're immediately interested. Whereas whenever I hear something new about Tom Cruise, I'm immediately not interested. I'm like, I couldn't care less, because he's not like a real person to me. He's just like too much of a star to even be considered real. So that's
that makes sense.
That's my rant on Tom Cruise. I didn't expect to talk about him today. So I want everybody to go and check you out and support you more. And I think you've got a hot date that you're going on here in a little bit, right?
I do. I have a hot date tonight. I'm excited.
So I don't want to keep you forever. More than happy to get to talk to you, Jen. Thank you for talking to me on the show on KC Anthem. KCAnthem.com is where everybody who's watching, and hopefully even you, Jen, might watch some of my other interviews sometimes.
I will. I promise. I'll make a promise. I'll listen to some of them tonight. How about that?
Okay. Well, how about I'll send you a link to one that I know is good, because it's hard to weed through. Some of them are ridiculous. Whenever you get back into the 2008 time period, 2009 technical issues, as you know, like on Tom Green style, I mean, I was having all kinds of problems, and one of my problems was alcohol. So some of my interviews.
Hey, I did that on Stickcam too. We've all done it. We've all been there.
It seems like a good idea at the time. You know, there's a couple of them that are pretty funny, but there's also a couple of them that are in the archives pretty much permanently.
That you want to bury. There's a couple I want to bury too. I understand. But thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to interview me. I mean, it's an honor for you to do that for me. I was kind of shocked that you wanted to interview me, but I appreciate it. And just keep doing what you're doing. Follow your passion and enjoy what you're doing. Eventually, you'll make money off it, but if you don't, you'll still enjoy it because it's something that you love. That's the way I look at things, you know? Always do what you love.
That's awesome. Positive attitude, and it's inspirational. So thank you very much, and I will tune into your show. You tune into my show, and I'll talk to you again sometime in the future, right? You'll be back on again.
All right, that's great.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too, Jen.
Bye.
Well, that was just awesome. I'm very happy to have got a chance to talk to Jen, and everybody go to those websites that she was talking about and check them out. And so now I've got to find out where Tom Caprofoli is, because that was who was trying to call during that interview, and I was respectfully declining because I was talking to Jen Reynolds. So now I've got to go and find out what's the deal with that. And so stay tuned. Watch whatever is playing in between. Whatever comes on, I don't know, but I'll be back live here in hopefully 15 minutes, but it could be half an hour. I don't know. But thanks a lot, Kansas City. That was Jen Reynolds, awesome internet superstar. And I'm Mr. Smiley for KCAnthem.com. See you in a second.